Hello students, today we are going to know the chapter Atomic Structure. First I will discuss about the concept of atomic structure. Many attempts have been made to know as to what is the ultimate particles of matter. The idea of the smallest unit of matter was given by Mahorshi Kanada in the 6th century BC. In India, according to him, matter is consisted of unbreakable minute particles called Paramanu. Param means ultimate and Anu means particle, now called atom. A Paramanu does not exist in free state. Rather, it combines with other Paramanus to form a bigger particle called Anu, now known as a molecule. There are different types of Paramanu. Each one of them exhibits specific properties, but the first scientific theory about the structure of matter was given by John Dalton. Now, see the main postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. First, matter consists of very small and indivisible particles called atoms. However, this idea of non-divisibility was proved wrong in later years when subatomic particles, means electron, protons and neutrons, were discovered. Number 2, atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Number 3, the atoms of an element are alike in all respects, but they differ from the atoms of other elements. This means same elements have same atomic number, mass number, properties, and different elements have different atomic number, mass number and properties. But this point also was proved wrong when isotopes and isobars were discovered. Isotope means element having same atomic number but different mass number, and isobar means element having same mass number but different atomic number. Number 4, atoms of an element combine in small numbers to form molecules. Number 5, atoms of one element combine with atoms of another element in a simple ratio to form molecules of compounds. Number 6, atoms are the smallest unit of matter that can take part in a chemical reaction. The latest research on atom has proved that most of the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory are incorrect. Although most of the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory were incorrect, the acceptance of Dalton's atomic theory during 19th century allowed chemists to go on further research in this field, as some points of Dalton's theory are correct. Now, I'll discover about discovery of electrons. In mid 1850s, many scientists, mainly Faraday, began to study electrical discharge in partially evacuated tube known as cathode ray discharge tube. In 1879, a British scientist, William Crookes, studied the conduction of electricity through gases at low pressure. For this purpose, he took a discharge tube. This is discharge tube, which is a glass tube about 60 centimeter long, having two thin metal pieces called electrodes. These are electrodes sealed in at the two ends. It has a side tube fitted with a stopcock, which can be connected to a vacuum pump. These are vacuum pump to reduce the inside pressure. inside pressure of the gas. The electrodes connected to the negative terminal of the voltage source served as cathode. This is cathode. And the electrodes connected to the positive terminal of voltage source served as anode. These are also called Crookes tubes. So this is cathode and these are anode. And this is discharge tube. When a gas is taken in the discharge tube, a potential of about 10,000 volt is applied here from induction coil. Crookes found that no electricity flows between the electrode at ordinary pressure. See, here no electricity is passed. This is because gases are poor conductor of electricity. See, the discharge tube containing gas at atmospheric pressure, here no electricity is flow, as gas is poor conductor of electricity. Now, see the figure 2. When most of the air is pumped out with the help of vacuum pump and the pressure is lowered about 10 to the power minus 2 atmosphere, electricity begins to flow and light is emitted. See, light is emitted. Color of the light depends upon the nature of the gas taken in the discharge tube. See, this discharge tube containing gas at 10 to the power minus 2 atm, a colored glow. See, a colored glow is observed between cathode and anode. This is cathode and anode. Now, see this figure 3. If the pressure is further lowered at about 10 to the power minus 4 atm, means 0.01 mm, that means almost vacuum, the emission of light by the gas stop, but the current continues to flow. If a perforated, this is perforated, means there is a hole on the anode is used. The glass wall, see the glass wall behind the anode, the glass wall behind the anode begins to glow with a faint greenish light. See this, with a faint greenish light. He observed that on passing the electric current, rays are emitted from the cathode. This fluorescence was observed due to a stream of rays that originated from the cathode, hence called the cathode rays. He showed that the emitted rays were negatively charged by the direction in which these rays were deflected by a magnet. Then in 1897, another British scientist, J.J. Thomson, while conducting various experiments on the cathode rays, so that these rays consist negatively charged particles called electrons. These electrons are present in the atom of each element. Thomson's observation were used to define characteristics of cathode ray. See this figure, discharge tube. Here discharge tube having pressure 10 to the power minus 4 atm. This means almost vacuum. Invisible rays. Here invisible rays coming from the cathode produce greenish glow on the glass tube. See this greenish glow, and these are glass wall. It is coated with zinc sulfide, and this is perforated anode. Perforated anode means a hole is present in the anode, and these are high voltage generator. Now see the characteristics of cathode rays. First one, cathode rays are produced from the cathode in a discharge tube when electric current is passed through gas kept at low pressure. Number 2. Cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles as rays travel from negative to positive. Number 3. They travel from the cathode to anode in a straight line. How this is proved? During this experiment, a shadow was formed on the wall opposite to the cathode when a solid opaque object was placed in the path of cathode rays. See this opaque object, it is placed in the path of cathode rays. A shadow will be formed only, and this is shadow. A shadow will be formed only if cathode rays travel in a straight line, and fluorescence means a flash of light was observed in the region outside the shadow. See this is fluorescence. This means flash of light. It is placed. It is glow behind the shadow. Hence, it was proved that cathode rays travel in straight line. Now, number 4. When a beam of cathode rays is made to fall upon hard metallic target like tungsten, X-rays are produced. Now, number 5. They penetrate through matter. It was also proved when allowed to fall on a light paddle wheel in the path of cathode rays. See this is light paddle wheel. It is kept in the path of cathode rays. They cause rotation of the wheel. This experiment shows that the cathode rays are made up of material particles, as only particles have kinetic energy as they are in motion. See this is light paddle wheel. It is rotate when cathode rays is moved from this side to this side. Now number 6. Cathode rays get deflected in a magnetic field in a direction as to indicate that they are negatively charged. Now see this experiment. When two charge plates, these are two charge plates, are placed on either side of them, since unlike charge attract with each other, the rays bend to the positively charged plate. This is positively charged plate. This experiment shows that cathode rays are negatively charged plate. Number 7. These rays ionize the gas through which they passes. Number 8. The ratio of the charge to mass, charge E and mass M of the particles consisting cathode rays remains the same irrespective to the nature of the gas taken and nature of electrodes. Now, the properties of electrons are as follows. Number 1. An electron is a negatively charged particles having a definite mass and a definite electric charge. Number 2. An electron is an integral part of an atom and all matter. Integral means important part of atom. Number 3. The charge to mass ratio E by M of the electron was found to be 1.78 into 10 to the power 8 coulomb per gram. Number 4. The charge on an electron is 1 unit negative charge, that is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Number 5. The value of E by M is the same irrespective of the nature of gas and material of the electrodes used in the discharge tube. Number 6. The mass of an electron was found to be 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 gram, which was about 1 by 1837 of a hydrogen, means 1837, 1 by 1837 of a hydrogen atom. Therefore, electrons are considered to have a negligible mass. Now, I will discuss about discovery of proton. It was already discovered an atom is electrically neutral. This suggests that if negatively charged electrons are present in an atom, there must be some positively charged particles to neutralize the negative charge of the electrons. Goldstein, a German scientist, proved the existence of positively charged particle in an atom. He did this by performing an experiment in a modified discharge tube with a perforated cathode. Here, perforated cathode is taken. In case of discovery of electron, perforated anode is taken. In case of discovery of proton, perforated cathode is taken. This means he repeated discharge tube experiment in which cathode was shaped like a dish with hole in the center. The tube's inner surface behind the cathode was coated with phosphor. When a high voltage of electric current was passed through this cathode with air inside the discharge tube at a very low pressure, he observed that a faint red glow behind the perforated cathode. See this faint red glow, it is present in the behind the cathode, behind the perforated cathode. During this experiment, he observed that another set of rays moving in the direction opposite to that of the cathode. See this opposite to this rays, that of the cathode rays. Since these rays are originated from the anode, these rays are originated from the anode. These are on anode. This rays is originated from the anode. These rays are named anode rays or canal rays. As they are produced by passes through the holes in the cathode, the anode rays consist of positively charged particles called proton. Actually, anode rays are gaseous ion. In this experiment, inside pressure is slightly more. This means more gas is present here. So, more ionization takes place. See this, like this anode, cathode, and inside more gas molecules, gas particles is present as pressure is slightly more. This means more gas is present here. So, more ionization takes place. During ionization, when electron is extracted from the gas molecules, as electron is negatively charged. So, it so electron move to the anode. It attract to the anode. This is anode. As electron negatively charged, it moves to the anode. And as electron is extracted from the gas molecules, so gas here is extracted from the gas molecule. So gaseous ions, these are gaseous ions, become positive as electron is extracted from the gas molecules. So these gaseous ions are positively charged. So these gaseous ions are positively charged and attract, as these are positive, So these are attract towards cathode. This means negatively charged. These are known as anode rays. So anode rays is made up of gaseous ion. Actually anode rays are gaseous ion. In higher class you will study about this in details. Now this see the production of anode rays. These are the production of anode rays. Now see the characteristics of anode rays. Anode rays are produced from the anode in a discharge tube when electric current is passed through gas kept at a very low pressure. Anode rays travel in a straight line and cast shadow of the object placed in their path. Number 3. Like cathode rays, these rays are also rotate paddle wheel placed in their path. Number 4. These rays are deflected by electric and magnetic field just as cathode rays. However, deflection of these rays is opposite to that of cathode rays. This suggests that these rays are positively charged. EM ratio for all positive rays is not the same and depends upon the nature of the gas taken in the discharge tube. So the properties of protons are like that. A proton is a positively charged particles. 2. A proton is an integral part of an atom. This means proton is also important part of an atom. Number 3. The charge to mass ratio of proton is not fixed, that is it varies. The E by M value depends on the gas being used in a discharge tube. Number 5. The mass of proton is almost equal to the mass of an atom of hydrogen, that is 1.672 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram or 1 AMU. 6. The charge on a proton is equal in the magnitude to the charge on an electron, that is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, but opposite in the nature and sign. This is for today. Thank you.